It's looking good. I keep telling you. 65.4. All right, bye. All right, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about Bitcoin. We're gonna go over the top influencers, their price targets for Bitcoin by the end of the year. It's looking good. And these are influencers that I watch. So if an influencer you watch is not on there, put them in the description and tell me what their price target was. But this is their price targets because this is important. And some of them don't like to reveal their price target, but these numbers can really influence the people that are watching them. And if a lot of them say 100,000, this most likely will go to 100,000 because that's where people are going to be buying it and pushing it to and then getting out there. So it's a good idea to gauge what the price targets are to help us decide where a good get out point is. But also it's sometimes fun in games just predicting where you think Bitcoin's going to go. So let's dig right into it right now. First, we have Andrei, Jikh, Magic of Finance. Let's see what he has to say.
In today's video, I want to talk about the next price target of Bitcoin because the next 6 months are about to make or break the story that is Bitcoin, which I know sounds way out there, but let me just explain. Let's rewind back to when this all started, which was March 2019, when a guy by the name of Plan B applied what's called the stock to flow model to Bitcoin. Now, a lot of what this video is based on his research, so full credit goes to him, but the stock to flow model is used to predict the price of scarce and limited resources, things like platinum, gold, silver, invisibility cloaks, things that we as humans cannot just create more of. Now, he applied the stock to flow model to predict Bitcoin, and in the last 12 years, it's been scary in how accurate this model has been. Now, if we apply Bitcoin to this model, the worst case scenario says that by December of this year, the worst case is that each Bitcoin will be worth $135,000 a coin. That is the worst case scenario of this year by December. Now, the best case scenario is that Bitcoin could touch $450,000 by December of this year, which sounds unbelievable. It doesn't even sound real. So in today's video, I want to go over exactly how this model works, go behind some of the math, and explain what's about to happen because the next 6 months are about to get crazy.
So that was Andrei Jikh's video. He has a big following, 1.7 million subscribers. So a lot of people are watching. 135,000 to 400,000, that's a big wide range, but the lowest conservative number, 135, is what we're going to put on the board here for the influencer predictions. He did not pick that target himself, but Andrei likes to go by smart people. What they do, models he sees and finds, and present that information. If he's presenting it, there's a reason he's presenting it. I know he didn't say it. He won't say it. He hasn't set a price target, but that's what we're going to use by the end of the year because he shot this in like June, July. He said in 6 months. So that's what we're going to say for Andrei Jikh. Next is good old BitBoy Crypto. Ben Armstrong with a big following of 1.3 million subscribers. Big following as well. If you don't know who BitBoy is, this price target is going to be new to you. If you do know who he is, you already know the target. But let's roll the footage and see what he said about the end of the year target for Bitcoin.
But we are going to be rocketing up, and we are going to be hitting $100,000 sooner rather than later once we get in price discovery mode. I mean, look, we'll probably have 1 to 2 pullbacks, over a 6-week period, I think, that'll take to get us there. But I'm excited. I know we told you guys not to sell your Bitcoin, not to sell Ethereum. People mocked us. They laughed at us. They ridiculed us. They told us we were idiots.
So that's Ben Armstrong, BitBoy, home of the Bit Squad, looking good, $100,000 price target. He has said it. He's been saying that over and over and over again, 100,000 by the end of the year. And we are on track. Right now we're at 65.5, looking saucy, holding these levels after breaking out. Next, we're looking at MMCrypto. This guy posts videos all the time, and it looks like he's yelling at a person stealing his Bitcoin because he's always yelling in his thumbnails. He's always screaming, and looks very angry in the thumbnails. So 466,000 is his following. Very active on social media, strong following. If he says something, his followers are listening very closely. So let's roll the clip and see what he said and what is his price target.
We broke it, and as you can see right now, we were hitting the all-time high almost to 1% accuracy. The question is, what is the next price target? And I want to show you, I want to reveal to you here, besides the $74,000 price target, my next price target is 86,000 800 US dollars, the Fibonacci golden ratio. After breaking the golden pocket, usually Bitcoin is always hitting the golden ratio if we are in a bull market, and it seems like we are.
So that was MMCrypto, like I said, falling 466,000. He's very transparent. If he thinks Bitcoin's going to go bearish, he'll tell you and he'll sell his position. 74,000 to 86,000 by the end of the year. It was originally 74. I guess he changed it to 86,000. So we're gonna just stick with the original number, 74,000 for MMCrypto. We're gonna put all the lowest numbers like we did with Andrei and BitBoy MMCrypto. So that's our three so far. So the next one we're gonna look at is JRNY. Looking good. If the word crypto is in your name, you know what you're doing. Unless the word Doge is in there, then you're probably a pumper. All right, so we're going to pull him up and see what his price target is for the end of the year.
But with extreme volatility like this, it does present great opportunity at the same time, and that's why a lot of people are here. They want massive return on investment. They don't want just 3% or 5% per year like they can get in other investment avenues. So I do believe crypto is here to stay. I don't believe we're going to be in a bear market for the next 3 years until the next Bitcoin halving. I just don't see that in the cards. I do see everything on a steady incline at some point, and then that's really when confidence is going to pick back up, and that's really when all the money on the sidelines is going to come back into the markets, and these people will be paying a premium instead of buying this major market crash. So that's it for today's crypto news and market.
So I'm going to pause it right here. He does not say in the video 100,000 by the end of the year, but it is here in the comments right here, crypto recovery and Bitcoin to 100K. And over here in this video, we discuss why I believe 100K Bitcoin is still in the cards by end of 2021. This was shot in June. So a lot of these influencers are on track. I'm also going to give my own prediction at the end of the video with charts. I'm going to pull them up and show you where I think it's going to go. And we can have a little fun competition, and we can revisit this at the end of the year on Christmas or New Year's Eve and see who was the closest, which influencer is the most accurate, just to have some fun. So that is JRNY Crypto, 100K. Let's throw it up on the board here. 100K. All right, things are looking good. If you're holding Bitcoin right now, you're feeling very confident because a lot of these influencers with massive followings, these are like financial analysts in a way. They're giving their price targets. Financial analysts give price targets and people buy up the stock when this happens. All right, we're moving on to the next one. Meet Kevin. Whoa. Same following as Andrei Jikh. Didn't even notice that. I must have been dyslexic there and mixed up a couple numbers in the decimal points. Meet Kevin, 1.72 million subscribers, the biggest following on this board. He's got green hair now. I don't know what that means. Green went to his head. He's seeing green. We're seeing green. Everything's green. But let's pull up this button and see what his price target is. Big following as well, and very nice studio. Great lighting.
And as a result, we have a lot of options that are being traded in a very bullish direction for Bitcoin. Options traded in the last 24 hours reflect a big surge in options, and these are usually institutional since we don't have easy access to options, though some platforms do offer options. $70,000 call options for early November are particularly popular for Bitcoin right now, as well as, wait for it, $100,000 calls for the end of December.
So I couldn't find a video on Meet Kevin personally saying his price target, but if we look at the title of this video, Bitcoin to 150,000. Is he being secretive here? Is he talking in code? What's going on here with these influencers? So far, Andrei Jikh won't directly say it, and Meet Kevin won't directly say it, which I understand. I get it. They don't want to be wrong with their price targets, but it's fun. It's a fun game. So because you didn't say it, Meet Kevin, I'm going to put you up for $1.50 on the Bitcoin price prediction by the end of the year because you put in your title. You can't use code around me. I see right through it. All right, next we're going to our final one, Mr. Pomp. Pompy Pomp has a great podcast. I highly recommend the podcast if you like Bitcoin and crypto. He talks about it all the time. So let's see what Pomp says, and he does directly say what his price target is.
One of the things that people always forget is they say, oh, there's 18.5 million Bitcoin in circulating supply. Kind of. Yes, there are 18.5 million in circulating supply, but if you think about 63%, 65% of Bitcoin haven't moved in the last 12 months. And so all of a sudden you couple that with, let's say, like a Grayscale GBTC, where they're basically buying Bitcoin and they're putting it in cold storage. It almost like disappears. They call it like the Bitcoin black hole. And so actually you've got about 65% of Bitcoin that hasn't moved, which means out of 18.5 million, you're talking about 11 million or so that have gone nowhere, right? 10 million that have gone nowhere. And so really the addressable supply is, let's call it, plus or minus 8 million Bitcoin in the market. And so when you start looking at that, you're like, wait a second, this is interesting, because if all of a sudden only about 8 million Bitcoin are available and all this new demand is showing up, you're going to have a pretty aggressive price increase because there's just not any Bitcoin, right? And I keep saying that, like, Bitcoiners aren't selling their Bitcoin. And so I think that those market dynamics are going to drive a very aggressive price increase. Earlier, I think this year or end of last year, whatever it was, when we first broke 10,000, I wrote and said, I think we're going to hit 100,000 before the end of 2021. Literally, people were like, "That's insane. You're crazy." All the stuff. Now all of a sudden, I'm somehow the most conservative person because everyone else is throwing out these wild numbers. 200, 300,000. I have no clue, right? All I know is that it's going to be pretty aggressive. We've got pretty high confidence in $100,000 by the end of 2021. We'll see what happens.
So that's Pomp's prediction. Put it on the board. $100,000 looking good. I love the way that he runs his show, and I love how informed he is about all the technicals of Bitcoin on the back end, what you don't see. So he's always looking at these charts. He's always teaming up with Will Clemente, an on-chain analyst. So they're looking deep into the technicals of exactly what's going on chain with the Bitcoin supply, whales buying, hodlers, everything. So very cool information there. Check out the Pomp podcast. I like it a lot. All right, so before we now get into my prediction on Bitcoin, and I'm going to do it with a chart and show you why I'm picking these numbers, hit the thumb up. If you want to see me do this again, influencer predictions, but with Ethereum, hit the thumb up, let me know, and then I'll do it again. All right, here we go. All right, so here is my Bitcoin prediction chart, and I did this based off of previous highs, historical data. I don't just want to throw a random number out there. That's not what I do. I'm a technical trader. So these are the two price targets I have. So first in green, we have this price target of 75,000. Both of these price targets are by end of year. This gray transparent line, which will show that. And this is the crossing intersection of this green line and the gray line is where I'm pulling my price target. So 75,000 is my price target, my low end price target by end of the year. And my high end is the blue, 86,000. So we could see that based off, like I said, over here for the blue, we have a peak here and we have a peak here. So I just draw a simple trend line and then we have an intersection here. Same with the green, peak here at the past rally and then peak here at the most recent rally. And then we have our intersection here at 75,000. It's as simple as that, people. Just look at the chart over the entire duration of its performance and you get a good idea of where it's going. So that is my price targets. We're going to go with the low end. I'm going to go with the conservative number, 75,000. Put it on the board. That's where I think Bitcoin will be by the end of the year. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe if you're new to the channel and hit the thumb up if you want to see me do another one of these with Ethereum. So thanks for watching. I got to make some phone calls to my clients, let them know my price targets and to watch this video because it's very informative. That's it. Don't forget, when you hit that subscribe, it's going to do magical things. It's not just going to subscribe you to this channel. It's also going to get you a little bit closer to retiring young.